Coming up next, Josh Rachlis, and we're going to play a little video that he's doing here.
A little
and
break,
then we're going to come back
for a
and chat with
slice
him.
of dobish cake or something?
I
or
don't know what
a
that
little
is.
break? Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm all for that. Okay, we'll be right back. LiquidLunch.channel.com. Okay.
So what do you want to do now, Ruth?
I have an idea. What's wrong?
It's your light bulb. It's not a compact fluorescent light bulb.
What are you talking about?
You know those new twisty ones that are more energy efficient? I mean, they have ones that are round now too, but
Okay, you have a girl over in the middle of a blackout, and that's what you're thinking about?
something we should all be thinking about. Switching just one bulb will save up to $100 in energy costs and keep 1,300 pounds of global warming causing pollution out of the air.
Okay, fine. I'll get one of those twisty bulbs when this one runs out. Okay?
No, not okay. That's not really the point to use that one up, because every minute you keep using it is another minute you're not saving money and helping the environment.
Well, every minute you keep droning on about this is another minute that you're not getting any action.
Okay, that's a good point too.
Don't touch my bulb!
Okay, you know what? Fine. Change it yourself.
Okay, fine. How do I look?
Is that it?
Great things come from
Okay, we're back on
Yes.
the air. There's Josh Rachlis. Josh, how did you get those light bulbs to float in the air?
Well, I can't reveal my secrets, otherwise everybody will make their own movies, you know. But a lot of training. You know,
Yeah.
light bulbs tend to just want to sit on the table, but if you encourage them and you offer them treats, eventually you can sort of trick them into
That makes
to
sense.
floating.
It's a lot of intent involved.
Do they
yoga.
have to know yoga, I wonder? 'Cause
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the hot yoga works best for them because their light bulbs like to be hot.
hot yoga.
Yeah. Have you been to hot yoga?
No, but
I have for many
have
years.
you, Daniel?
Well, I've got 2 teaching certificates, but the first year of 2 years taking yoga seriously
Yeah.
was the Bikram yoga, and
Is that the hot
Moksha,
one?
I didn't get a chance to do Moksha, but 2 years of Bikram yoga. That's the hot, your hot, sweaty
Yeah.
room, 98 degrees or something.
Yeah, I did it a couple of weeks ago. You know,
Yeah.
I get down to my sports bra and everything, and
yeah.
it's pretty. It's
The
sexy.
sports bra, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little embarrassing.
No, it's okay. It's
No.
okay.
Yeah, you
We're
gotta wear
used
what
to
you gotta wear.
everything here.
Yeah.
So Josh, what do you do? I mean, you got these videos on the internet.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, for a while there, I've been posting, there's some little comedy videos. I've been doing some puppet videos and just little comedic monologues and stuff. But in my other life, I was sort of an environmentalist, and it was always trying to save the environment. It was stressing me out a lot. I was coming up to people in streets with brochures that I made up, asking them to stop idling. So if I would see somebody sitting in their car idling, I would hand them a brochure, and I would get threatened a lot. You know, one guy ran after me for 3 blocks and said, "If you ever sort of touch my car again, I'll kill you," and stuff. So I started to realize that I wasn't going to change the world that way, and I might get killed.
yeah.
And I thought, well, what can I do? Because I'm not going to be able to stop all idlers. I'm not going to be able to stop all litterers. You know, I pick up garbage everywhere I go, but there's always going to be more garbage. But since I had this sort of interest in making comedy videos, I thought, well, why don't I combine the two? And, you know, if I can reach more people with my comedy and get an environmental message in the videos that way, I could probably have a bigger effect than if I just walk around all day picking up cans. You know?
Okay, that's kind of interesting. So that last video, now we really didn't pay attention to it here in the studio because
Well, you guys are busy.
Yeah,
you
we're
know.
busy setting it up and stuff like that. But what was that? Was there an environmental message in that?
That
one?
was that was sort of the first video I made. with a comedic bent. The treehugger.com was having a contest to make sort of a comedic, or it didn't have to be comedic, just some kind of video about the environment. And I thought, well, why don't I enter that? And I had a ulterior motive for making that one. I heard that Laurie David was going to be one of the judges, and she's the producer of An Inconvenient Truth, the Al Gore movie, and so I've,
wow,
I had a bit of a crush on her.
Oh, and
but
okay.
But of course, she was married to Larry David at the time.
Oh, her. That's the one.
So it's kind of Larry.
That's why you brought her up, maybe.
Well,
earlier.
that's right.
We can get to that. I eventually made some movies directly for her, but at the time I thought, well, if I can do this comedy video for this thing, and she's going to be one of the judges, maybe she'll pay attention to it, and she'll go, oh, this is kind of funny. This guy's funny. I should tell my husband Larry about him, and maybe Josh could be on Curb Your Enthusiasm, something like that.
Oh, that would have
been cool.
Yeah.
But then once the movie was on the website, I realized the rules said that anybody who's outside of the United States won't be judged by the celebrity panel. They'll be judged by John Fluvog, who makes the shoes. So he picked the winner of those, and I didn't win that. So I needed a new plan. But yeah, that movie we just saw, it's called An Inconvenient Ruth. It's about a girl named Ruth, and it was me playing the character of the guy, and I'm on a date with the girl, and there's a blackout, and she gets an idea. It's like, oh, I got an idea for what we can do now in the dark, and a little light bulb appears above her head. But I can't get into making out with her because it's not a compact fluorescent light bulb. It's not the energy efficient one. So I have to convince her to, switch the light bulb above her head to the compact fluorescent one. So I've kind of combined my own neuroses with some comedy and some green message.
Okay.
So I like to think of it like, a little episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm or Seinfeld, but with a green twist.
All right. Now, is it only... it's interesting. So do you go beyond the environmental message? Do you sometimes just go it for the laughs, just for the joke?
Yeah. I do in my own stuff. Like in the green comedy, I try to have each one have an environmental message. Like this movie's about the light bulb, or this movie's about littering, or whatever, and inject it with my own sort of flavor. But then on the other, I do my own stuff as well. I've got some movies about a beaver puppet that moves to the city because he finds a pack of gum in the forest and he realizes, well, I don't need to chew trees anymore, so I might as well buy a condo and become an architect. So I do stuff like that, and hopefully it all sort of works together. Like if somebody likes the beaver movie or my movie about a towel that falls in love with a girl, maybe they'll say, oh, what else has he got? And you sort of slip in the green comedy as an extra.
Right.
Because I'm not as likely myself to even go to a site that's nothing but green comedy or something. It's like I don't want to be lectured to all the time.
Of course,
and it kind of limits the thing. But if it's sort of part of the message, it seems like, okay, there's a bit of this, there's a bit of stuff that's not that green.
I was just thinking way back in the 50s, Lenny Bruce may have brought people in with just, straight comedy at first. And then he got them hooked. And then he started to get into his agenda, and then he got arrested a lot.
Right. So,
but I'm not saying that's you, but at least I think I would think that was his hook. Way back comedians with a message from way back, and that's good.
I think a lot of actors and comedians they care about the world and stuff, and so you feel like, well, if I'm going to be making a comedy video, is there a way I can get a positive message out there at the same time and sort of help the world a little bit rather than just doing poo-poo jokes or whatever. So even in my other stuff, I try to get a message of caring or love in there that makes people feel good. I know on the internet there's a lot of stuff that's just fart jokes or people falling off things, but I try to sort of get some bigger message about, hey, we should all get along, we should all love each other, kind of thing, which doesn't sound very funny. But
do you think it's ever gonna are we ever gonna make any progress on any of this stuff? You think?
I don't think so. I think we're pretty much screwed.
Really?
No, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, there's no set way of knowing. I mean, you could argue that, well, look, we've got global warming and everybody's trying to change it, but we haven't done anything. But we don't know how bad it would have been if people weren't out there trying, right? Maybe the world would have already been.
And plus, we don't know. They say it's still, the people are still debating it. Some people are saying...
Yeah, I mean, nobody rational is still debating it, I don't think. I mean,
really? Okay, because I remember there was a time where they said, oh, we're going to have an ice age. We're going into an ice age. And then the next thing you know, it's global warming. And now they're saying that the global warming is going to flip into global cooling.
I heard that, yes. And that's where the ice age comes in.
I'm not a scientist. That's the thing. I hate to get into debates about, well, no, this and that, because I can't argue the points. I just have to assume that, when the entire scientific community of the world sort of agrees on something, there's probably something to look at. And for me, I'm like, well, how could it not be a problem to fill the atmosphere with pollution?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like whether the world was naturally warming or not, if you're going to fill the atmosphere with a greenhouse gas that traps heat, how could that not have an effect?
Well, it's not even just the greenhouse gas. It's all the other stuff, the carbon monoxide.
Yeah, I mean, there's
all the,
I don't think anybody can argue that poison and pollution isn't bad for us. I mean, you just have to go.
Absolutely.
I think there's a little bit of what goes around comes around in that. Well, you have. I'm using the other examples. This maybe depression or this recession we're in, and what's happened with deregulation. Not that I know anything about finance in the States and around the world, which causes whole mortgage mess, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
People start making corrections, and they're starting to be more conscious. At least that's what it seems like amongst people. And then you're listening to Barack Obama making his speeches, and people want to do that interdependency and working together to make a correction. Then the economy goes through this, hopefully, improvement, people becoming more conscious. And then you get into that nice, easy state, and people go back to the old habits again.
Right.
And so there's this constant inclination, bad inclination that we all have, and it's a matter of controlling it. So yes, we don't improve in some ways, but we could. We have a potential to improve our...
There's always arguments for being green or against it. You know, it's like if the economy's bad, well, we don't want to mess up the economy more, we can't be green. If the economy's good, it's like, well, we don't want to screw this up, we can't be green. But, I mean, I think if you just factor in the fact that, I mean, there's money, but it's also important to be healthy. You know, if I'm breathing in pollution, it doesn't matter how much money I have if I'm going to die, right?
Yeah.
So I think that, it's an important thing too. And people always present the economy and the environment as two opposing forces, but I mean, I don't really see it that way. I mean, if it really was that, then it's like, okay, why don't we turn the economy into this great powerhouse by just burning styrofoam in the air? Like if pollution actually equaled economic prosperity, then okay, how do we pollute more, right? But it's not that, right? It's not the more we pollute, the more money we have. And
well, in a sense, a healthy environment is the foundation upon which a solid economy can be built. You absolutely need that.
Sure. I mean, you got healthier people. They're less sick. You save billions that way.
That's right. So they're
happier. They can be more productive.
So people will pay for green. That's where it works. Then we have the environment and the financial thing working both.
Sure. I mean, there's no black and white. It's not like I won't pay more for green. It's like, would people pay the absolute rock bottom for food that would poison them? No. So it's all sort of a continuum, right?
What I was addressing, though, is what Hugh mentioned, are we ever going to improve? It was that generalized question, and no offense, but that was a good question, actually.
Yeah.
And then you kind of joked no, and then said, well, not really. And I was kind of referring to how we all get together, whether it's a green mandate or the financial or both.
Yeah.
But then we fall into, a lot of us, after we're dead and gone from this world, move on somewhere else. People have that inclination to get back into old bad habits.
Right.
The idea, I wish there was a trick to kind of get people to keep regenerating the good part about ourselves.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the trick.
I mean, I guess it's all a long journey. I mean, 20 years ago, it might have seemed crazy to say, we're going to make drinking driving seem like a bad thing. It's like, what? I'll have a drink, I'll drive. But, you get the message out, And I think now, even if people do it, it's still in the back of their heads, I know this is wrong.
Yeah.
Or racism is wrong.
Yeah.
So it seems we can make progress, and people can always slip back. I mean, there's countries in the world where racism abounds, and people are killed for their religious beliefs or whatever it is. But, in many parts of the world, we do make progress. So,
do you think we're making progress, though? Do you think our respect for one another?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say.
Even in Canada.
I mean, I guess. I mean, you look at, 100 years ago, women couldn't vote. Black people couldn't vote, and now we have made progress in that way. It seems that with technology and advancements that way, we sort of are aware that we have more in common than we have in different. Feels like we're making some progress.
And of course, there's individuals that haven't moved an inch, but that's just all part of the process,
Well,
exactly.
And often
There's always going to be people.
You can observe a person who looks like they're not making any progress, but then look at them 20 years from now, and they may have made a tremendous amount of progress.
Yeah, I mean, even myself, I feel I've changed in the past few years, just the way I think, and so I think it's always a state of flux. I mean, you could always have a big war, and everybody falls back into whatever. But I mean, for the time that we're on this earth, it's why not try to help each other out and make the world healthier, kind of thing.
So where do you go from here? You're doing a number of...
I'm trying to sort of get out, in terms of the green comedy. It's only lately I've realized, wait a minute, this is kind of an important niche. Like I've sort of did that on the side, and I do the other comedy and stuff, but for example, I was hosting on CFRB a few nights, sort of filling in for hosts that were away, and my friend and I who were hosting, we made up these little segments called Eco Man and Planet Boy. So they were like these little radio serials about these two superheroes. And again, it was just kind of funny and silly, but at least it raised environmental issues. And so we're trying to pitch that as an environmental animated show. And I've got another series of webisodes or short films called Ecosexual. It's about a guy who, kind of like the light bulb thing, he goes on dates, but he keeps messing them up based on some environmental message. Like the girl drives him home, she wants to make out in the car, but he's like, well, the car's idling, and they have to get in discussion about why idling is bad, kind of thing. Or he's in a coffee shop, and he orders from a ceramic mug because he doesn't want to use a disposable cup, but she gets the disposable cup, and then she wants to go for a walk, but he can't leave, and so maybe she leaves with another guy who's got his cup. So silly situations like that, where it's still entertaining to watch. So I'm trying to pitch that. I'm meeting with a couple of producers. Like, is there a way to maybe get a sponsor or just produce themselves and try to get on to websites or something, just to, I don't know exactly where it'll lead. I mean, there's eco celebrities.
It might lead to your own CFRB host right after, what's his name, around 7 o'clock, the young fella.
Is it Jim Richards or?
No, Jim Richards is
Ryan.
Ryan Doyle.
Right.
Yeah. That might... I don't mean to squeeze anybody out, but
no.
Who knows? Maybe you'll get it in there somewhere.
That'd be cool. Or I've been talking. I sent in a pitch to CBC, sort of about, because my take on it was, there's lots of shows they've got probably about, what do we have to do about the environment, or what, that kind of thing. But I was thinking, in this modern age, kind of like the the little video we just saw, there's these new social rules around it. Like, how do you go on a date with a vegetarian if you eat meat, or how do you convince somebody to switch their light bulbs without offending them? So I thought maybe that would be a good take on it. Talk about like green manners, and do a show where what's the best way to get somebody to stop idling and stuff without pissing them off. So, and CBC got back to me like, we like your take on it. It's a little different.
But no.
Maybe it's not enough for a full show.
We're cutting back.
But they said they liked me and they'd like to get me on some shows and contribute my sort of unique view. But then we're having some financial difficulties now, so who knows? But I did a music video recently as well, and I've been trying to email that out to as many people as possible. Is that the one we're going to see a little bit later? That was for Laurie David again. It's sort of a recurring theme with me. A couple of years ago, I decided, all right, she didn't see my light bulb movie, so I'm just going to speak to her directly when I heard that she was getting divorced. So I made a little webcam movie of me just explaining to her the reasons she should marry me. I actually care about the environment. Larry didn't. But I'm bald, neurotic, and Jewish like him, so I'm her type, obviously. I'm a bit younger, so it's like an upgrade. I had a whole list of reasons why she should marry. I even had a little ring for her that was made from those juice things that are on the lids. Kind of got the ring thing.
We're gonna see it in a couple minutes.
We'll see that. So I made that for her, and then I kicked it up a notch with this music video recently.
Which one are we going to see?
We're going to watch it's called An Inconvenient Proposal. It's the hip-hop song that I made for her.
No, is this the music video? What you're calling the music video?
This is the music video. I thought, why not write a song for it, kind of take it to the next level? People like music videos on the net. And I've been emailing it around, and David Suzuki got back to me and said, I really like it. That's very smart. And he was shocked that more people hadn't seen the light bulb video. He says environmentalists are too serious. So I said, would you appear in the next music video? I said, well, send me the song first. We'll see. But that'd be kind of cool if I got like a green celebrity in there. Just to sort of raise the awareness, maybe get some press in a real newspaper. It's been covered on a bunch of eco blogs right now, but I think my goal is can I reach people that aren't reading environmental blogs already? That's kind of preaching to the converted, right? So if there's a way to sort of get this out, and it's got the music video's got 180 views on funnyordie.com or something right now. So it's like, that's probably people that don't necessarily care about the environment, but like, this is kind of funny.
Yeah. Have you heard back from Laurie David at all?
Nothing, which is weird. You'd think maybe...
I think it just swamped with other stuff on her tape. Just keep trying.
I don't understand.
She does have a lauriedavid.com, and I've sent it to her that way. And
she's got handlers, who knows, like...
Yeah.
When you actually meet the person in a lot of cases...
Yeah.
They're okay. No, maybe not. Maybe just...
There might be, I figured either way I'd hear like, wow, that's so sweet, or... cease and desist. My lawyers will be contacting you, but nothing either way.
Well,
so,
she might.
This is fine.
She could be a dipstick, but she's probably a really wonderful person. She's just busy.
Yeah, I'm sure. Apparently she gets up at 5 a.m. every day. She's working on her environmental stuff. So, I sometimes miss my Facebook messages as well. And
now, how long is the video?
It's about, I think it's just under 3 minutes.
You want to watch it right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Then we'll come back.
Cool.
We'll chat a bit more.
Okay.
Here's the video. You're not stalking Laurie David.
No, I don't like to use that term.
No, I don't.
Admiring.
Stop it.
I mean, we're both young. But I gotta know
What's up, Laurie David? This is Josh Rachlis in the house. The greenhouse. Well, not actually a greenhouse. I just mean an environmentally friendly house. It's not green. Well, it's not a house either, actually. I live in a condo. I'm just renting it, though, so I call it an apartment, but it's technically a condo. But I keep it environmentally friendly. Anyways. My name is Josh, and I've been green all my life. My parents used to beg me not to turn off the lights. I've been looking for a girl as green as me, and I finally found her. It's you, Laurie. StopGlobalWarming.org first captured my heart. I knew the woman who made it just had to be smart. Brilliant. And then when you produced an inconvenient truth, I knew you were the one I had sought since my youth. I found you. Sure, you were married, but that was a minor detail. I was willing to wait in case your marriage should fail. Cause I saw that you were into neurotic bald Jews, and I don't mean to brag, but I'm one of those too. You're my enviro woman. He's your man. I made you a nice ring from a can. I saved it from the landfill for your hand. So we can be together. That's his plan. Now that you and Larry are no longer a thing, it's time for me to throw my green hat in the ring. So let me explain to you my eco credentials, cause I know for you green street cred is essential. I don't flush but just pee, and my light bulbs are twisty. I have a transit pass, a bike, and hybrids get my eyes misty. I eat organic, I eat tofu, I use reusable cups. I keep appliances unplugged, and I ask idlers to stop. I keep my eyes out on the street for paper bottles and cans. I pick them up and put them in recycling bans. I email politicians about banishing coal, and when I walk into my work, use the revolving door. You're my enviro woman. He's your man. I made you a nice ring from a can. I saved it from the landfill for your hand. Well, actually, the whole ring isn't from a can. Part of it is from the plastic ring from a juice container, you know, under the lid. Run while you can. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I ruined the rhythm of the song. We could do it again. No, that's good. Oh, yeah? You think she'll like it? Oh, yeah, use in! I'm what? Use in! Oh, I'm in. Awesome. You can come to the wedding if you want.
Hello. No problem. Yeah, there's Josh Rachlis with, what was that song called?
I called it An Inconvenient Proposal.
There you go.
And so that was another attempt to get Laurie David to pay attention to me. Nothing so far, but I think even if she doesn't contact me, she's more of a metaphor for the environment.
Yeah.
She's like Mother Earth.
Right.
Okay.
It's not really the point that...
Hey, Josh, I got to ask you, though, because, you know, there are some people, you know, there's a whole conspiracy community.
Here we go again.
And people are saying, some people are saying that the whole inconvenient truth is part of the vast conspiracy to control planet Earth by you know, creating a problem, the environment, global warming, and then implementing global policies that
force us to
get chipped. We're going to all have to get chipped.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Have to need Superman to save the day.
Bit of a stretch.
Have you heard that conspiracy theory?
I mean, but there's conspiracy theories for everything, right? I mean, people believe that the new digital cable boxes they're giving out in the States have a little camera in them so everybody can watch. I think the bottom line is the government really doesn't care that much about you. They don't care. They don't care what I'm doing.
Not like the government, Josh. The people behind the government.
Right. These are reptilian thinking shapeshifters.
Yes. Well,
thank you, Daniel.
I don't know. I mean, I think, sure, whatever. But, I mean, asking you to turn your lights off or... eat a bit healthier.
No, absolutely.
No, he's just throwing that angle.
No, I know. Yeah, I'm aware of it, and it is true, actually, but I'm not allowed to talk about it.
There you go.
Yeah.
How many people were involved with doing this?
That was just, it was myself and my friend Jonathan Ben Simon. He's a director, cameraman.
Beautifully done.
Yeah, he's a really gifted, he directed one of my commercials once. I work in advertising, and I think we were in a coffee shop once when we had, I was talking about the Laurie David thing, and we were like, yeah, you should propose to her. And then I just went home and did the webcam thing myself. But then, I wrote the song, and he's like, yeah, let's make a music video.
But the way he edited it, everything.
Yeah, we got an editor, Jeff Afshenhurst, at an editing place, and Jonathan Masai. It was basically, the three of us, and Jonathan rented a camera and a camera guy, and this place called Vapor Music helped me with the beats.
Nice.
And so, it was sort of friends just helping out, which was really nice.
And you made your own suit? Like, that was a superhero suit.
Yeah, we went to a Value Village, Jonathan and I, and we split the cost of the costumes.
They have some good costumes there.
Fantastic costumes. We saw that exact costume. It was sort of the base of another. You might be able to guess what superhero that costume was originally.
Yeah.
And it was, we saw a costume store on King Street, and it was $200. And then we went to Value Village, and they had the same one for like $20, you know.
Yeah,
and
they're always $20.
Had a recycling sticker on it, and a green cape, and some underwear. And then for the part where I played the woman, you know, we found a nice velvet pink tracksuit and some high heels. It's funny, I wasn't intending to be the woman in the video. When I sang it, there was an artist, an African-Canadian hip-hop artist that wrote the beats, and I rewrote lyrics to the song. And I thought maybe he would be filling in that part, so I was trying to sound like him. But then people said, you sound like a girl. And I was like, okay, so let's keep you as the girl in the video. So then I wound up. So it's always a fluid creative process. You don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
But I think I'm a very attractive woman, so that worked out.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Like, what's your plans? What are you up to now, or what are you planning to do in the near future?
We decided, hey, this music video is kind of a cool thing, so we're going to work on another one. The director and I were talking about the idea. Maybe it's me giving a shout out to all the hot women of the world, asking them to pick up garbage so that people will see what they're doing and they'll do it as well. Because when I pick up garbage, they just think I'm crazy and maybe homeless. So it's not helping. So we need sort of attractive people to be picking up garbage as well. You know, it's kind of edgy and silly, but it'll give us a chance to put some attractive women in the video, and I think that's key for internet hits.
Absolutely.
You know, this video itself, it's got maybe 1,800 hits on the net right now, but I've got another video on my YouTube page that I made with my friend Tony just a while ago for another contest, and it's got a sexy nurse in it, and it's got over 1 million hits. And it's, you know, it's just ridiculous. So, and another 500,000 hits on another site. So it's like, all right, if you can put a cute girl in something, it raises the hits. And if the point of this is to get the message out more, it's like, all right, well, you play the game, the internet game, as we say. So I'm going to work on another music video. I've been emailing with, David Suzuki. I sent it to him, and he liked it, and he said he might appear in the next one. So that'd be kind of cool. Get a little eco celebrity in there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to pitch this series about the internet dating, and try to get on the radio, whatever I can do.
I think that I think George Strombopoulos will have fun showing one of these things just as a little piece on the hour.
Yeah, because they do their green. What is it? A Million Acts of Green. And so, yeah, I've tried emailing it to him, and no response yet. But I think he's a busy guy. I know people who know him. I even met him the other day. I was in the CBC atrium, and my friend Tony knows him because Tony's the voice of CBC television.
Yeah.
And so we're like, hey, George, how's it going? But still haven't been able to connect with him on. I don't know if he's the one who makes those decisions. But again, I submitted sort of a green radio show pitch to CBC, and I've been talking to a couple of producers there, and I said, here's the music video. Could you show it around? So hopefully, they're having some economic troubles as well right now. So
800 jobs being cut, but still, this is a good thing to show on one of the shows that still exist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's I want to get things done as fast as possible, but it seems once you start trying to contact media outlets, everything sort of slows down. But but you guys are on top of it.
You got to do it yourself.
You guys are fast. Yeah. So. I appreciate the opportunity to speak about it here. I know you got a lot of listeners and viewers, so that's the start. And if anybody out there knows how to get this to Laurie or how to get this on CBC or wants to, pitch in and help make some green comedy stuff and spread the word, that's all appreciated.
Well, let's give it all your contact information. We're going to go with one more video, but how can people get and stay in touch with you?
Well, my YouTube page is probably the best way. It's got all the links and my contact information. It's youtube.com/Josh Rachlis, JOSHRACHLIS. I made up a little phrase. Really active children hate listening in school. That's RACHLIS. That's how you remember how to spell my last name.
Really active children hate listening in school.
LAS.
LIS. In school. Yeah. RACHLIS, Josh Rachlis.
Okay.
And then, there's a link there to my MySpace page, my Facebook fan page, which I built myself. Has 51 members. That's pretty good. Had 52 members last week. I'm trying to figure out who left.
Isn't that sad when that happens?
It's probably some ex-girlfriend.
What did you do wrong?
I know. I'm like, who is it? And I'm looking at the list, but there's no way I'm going to remember who's not on the list.
I know.
So if you're out there, please rejoin. I'm sorry for whatever I did.
But wait a while. Otherwise, Josh, you'll know who it is.
Oh, that's true.
Right? You don't want him to just do it right after the show.
Oh, yeah. You got to wait. So then, because I won't bother.
Cover your tracks.
Yeah, exactly. So in a while, you can rejoin. I'll be maybe I'll make a list now just to see if anyone ever joins. But so whatever. I mean, I know there's people out there who make movies. I know there's people out there who are green. So anybody who wants to to contribute. I've seen a lot. There's on Funny or Die. There's a few other eco movies. Some have left comments on mine. There's a guy called Eco Warrior or something in LA that's making little Eco Commando movies and stuff. So there's people out there, joining the cause and stuff, and
okay,
hopefully we'll make a difference.
So Josh, thanks for coming in. What's this video we're going to watch now?
I thought we would just throw up something that's not green, just a little variety.
Pure comedy.
This is a series, I call it Josh Auditions. It's me auditioning for parts, and I think the one we'll see, number one here, is just based on that idea that, you get cute chicks in a video, it does very well. My friend Lindsay did a comedy video for Funny or Die where it looks like she's auditioning for a coffee commercial, and they ask her to be topless, and so... do you really want the role? So she's crying and she's topless and they're trying to get her to raise her hands and stuff. And that got like hundreds of thousands of hits. And now she's making movies with Will Ferrell for Funny or Die, that kind of thing. So I thought I would ride her coattails and make my own version where I'm auditioning topless.
Okay.
It's got maybe 5 hits. But
okay, parents, send your children into the next room.
Yes, it might be a little horrifying.
We're going to watch this. We're going to come back with Darren Susko right after this. It's liquidlunchthatchannel.com.
Okay, we're rolling. Just go ahead and slate.
Josh Rachlis.
And turn to your left, please. And your right. Okay. Now let's see your hands. Lovely hands.
Thanks.
Teeth? Good. All right, Josh, what do you like to do when you're not acting? Explain a little about yourself.
I care about the environment, so sometimes when I'm walking, all the time, I'm picking up garbage when I'm walking around, and sometimes I write songs for my answering machine.
Great, that sounds like fun, Josh. Let's just go ahead with the script. You can use that coffee cup right there on the stool.
Okay.
All right, and we're ready to go. You just do your thing when you're ready.
So this is where I should take my shirt off?
What?
Oh, you want me to do it topless?
No, Josh. Just pick up the coffee cup and act like you're drinking it.
Right, but if I want the job, then I should do it topless.
No. Josh, it's a coffee commercial. The comfortability is sitting in your living room, drinking a coffee.
No, I'm an actor. I can read between the lines.
Why don't you just read the lines, Josh?
I understand. I just want you to know, though, that I need this role. I have my pride. I have talent, but... I just really need the money right now.
What are you doing?
I want the job.
Would you stop
doing this for the job?
All right, that's great, Josh. Thanks for coming. All right, we've seen enough.
Because I won't show you everything. You're done with me.
No, that's not it, Josh.
Isn't this enough?
Yeah, that's fine. It's great. It's enough.
But in LA, enough is never enough, is it?
What are you talking about?
Oh, God!
Oh, for God's sakes!
Oh, I'm so dirty! I'm so ashamed! I love the coffee! Delicious! I'm a whore!
Guys, can we get security in here?
Oh, God! More men to violate me with their eyes!
Josh! Josh! I'll make you an extra.
Okay. If I show you my balls, can I have a speaking line?